So I'd like to take a moment to summarize in part 6, kind of where this nonagonal numbering system goes, right? In case you didn't want to do any of the geometry and all the numbers, this is kind of what it looks like when you connect every point to every point to do an analysis and see, hey, is this a 3, a 6, or a 9? And if it is, we could kind of assign it like a code, right? If we were to look at 174, we could say it goes green, which is 3, red, which is 6, and then orange, which is 9, and then 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, right? So you could say that this point of 0, 1, 7, 4 is equal to, green, red, orange, green, red, orange, green, red. Or if we say that, green is equal to 3 and red is equal to 6 and orange is equal to 9, we could say that 0, 1, 7, 4, that point is 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6. Right? And you could add those together and come up with a number. That's really fun to do. It's a really good exercise to kind of put all these points out. We'll look at 285, right? That goes is equal to green, red, orange, green, red, orange, green, green. So green, red, orange, green, red, orange, green, green. You can see now we do have one difference. This green is turned to a red. So as a number, this would look the same, right? 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. But instead of 3, 6, it would be 3, 3. And that equals a number. And so on. And so this is what, and so you can see now, if you aligned it, this way, you can see I've highlighted that Tesla pattern, which is operating on some very specific frequencies, whether 3, 6, or 9. And I'll kind of show you some early iterations of that, like this one here, where I was looking at it from solfeggios, not even realizing where the numbers came from, putting them in some sort of order to try to just get my head around flux reality, right? And then that kind of turned into, laying it out like so. But you can see the green triangle and the orange and the black. And trying to line up the patterns, but the numbers just weren't. You see, I found the 1, 1, 1 and all this, and so then you finally realize, well, if you put it like this, right? You go through each one and you assign it a 3, a 6, or 9, and then you color code them. So you could see this 5, 2, 8 at the top is shooting down these 2 green 3s, and then those green 3s kind of cross here to these points, and then the 3s go and cross again back up to these points. And that's in this phase. As we look at it now, if we were to go up an octave, right, all the greens would change to reds and all the reds would change to greens, but the 9s would stay the same, right? So this is where you can see this in this flux pattern, the Tesla pattern is there in the 6s. And so if you take just those 3s, where only 3s occur in that one phase, realize that everything that's a 3 will change to a 6, and everything was the 6 will change back to a 3. So this is what the 3s look like. Only the 3s. You can see the whole outside. And there's the 5, 2, 8, cross, cross. And the whole system is energized, except for this one spot down here. Remember, this subtracts to a 6, so that's not a 3. This is only the 3, so you can see where, if you were to imagine the energy is being projected out of this 528, the DNA, right? It was being projected out of that 528, you know, and then it has a pattern. So then if you go, you know, the 6s and the 3s are kind of in flux. So here's what the two 6s and 3s look like together. You could see the orange makes up the 6s, and you could see it kind of comes out of here, I guess, or 5, 2, 8, right? If it comes down and it forms this box, but it's not really a box, it's like a trapezoid. But remember, it can flow across this bridge here, because that's a 6, and you can see the pattern is very ornate. And when we put the 3s over it, which are in blue, you can see how there's this flux that happens, and there's the Tesla pattern highlighted in orange that explains kind of the movement of this energy as the 3s and 6s start to shift around. This pattern that everyone looks at, that the Tesla pattern is existing on the 6s, but realize that that's how it changes polarity, because the 3s and the 6s are doing this thing, right? As we constantly move up and down in octaves, we can start to exploit this natural geometry of the Nonagon. Thanks for watching.